This is the first gallery at the Norton Museum of Art that is dedicated to the permanent collection. As a curator, one of the things I always look to is how do my objects relate to the rest of the museum? You want to have the collections speak to one another. In this case, it speaks across centuries. I decided that for the first 6 years, I would follow the great questions of journalism. So this year, there will be 3 rotations of Who? A short history of photography through portraiture. Each one, in this case, addressing how we look at them as a contemporary audience with contemporary eyes. And that's important. We start with the very beginnings of photography. We start with daguerreotypes, 1839. And we end with 21st century. We really do brush against the major artistic currents of both America and Europe. The funny thing about early photography is that it went through so many incarnations. The real big deal was to figure out how am I going to make this negative so that it's as crisp and clear an image as it was when it was a daguerreotype. Somebody comes up with the idea that they are going to use glass plates so that once it's set, it's clear, and you get, as in this portrait of Lincoln by Hessler, you get incredible detail. You see the wrinkles, you see the molds, you see everything, how the hair lays, which was something that prior to this it was difficult to do because they were using paper negatives. We always see him with a beard. He's supposed to have a beard, but here it is pre-beard, which I really like. The other thing that's on this wall, and the reason I put these two together, this is an image by Julia Margaret Cameron. And I have to tell you that Julia Margaret Cameron was an anomaly in the whole photo world. And I say that because, A, she's a woman, and it was a guy's world. This is Sir John Herschel. And Herschel is important not only for being a polymath, but being incredibly brilliant, but he's also the one that coins the term photography. And the reason I put them together, as you can see, they're so different. She's really looking at it as an art. This is really a political statement. We think they're so simple, and yet they're really, really complex little objects. From the 19th century to the 30s, cameras change. They get more sophisticated, and more than that, they get smaller. Photographers can roam the streets, and nobody really knows they're taking pictures. So they're not reacting as if they're having the photograph taken. In the 19th century, there was this, when people had leisure time, people would walk around the streets of primarily Paris, the metropolitan areas, just looking at other people. They were called flaneurs. Cartier-Bresson was probably the mid-century's most important photographic flaneur. He was that amazing talent that was able to anticipate when all of the stars would align and then take the picture just as everything was coalescing into what he called the decisive moment. He really is the godfather of street photography. The really great thing about this piece is that it is a joyful piece. It is post-war. So here you're in the streets of Paris, post-war, post-occupation. Cartier-Bresson is playing with his camera, with the depth of field. So you can see that he's like completely in focus. He's really vignetted that one moment of pride, of place, pride of adulthood for this little kid. Arne Svensson found a collector, and the collector was really amazing insofar as he had hundreds and hundreds of sock monkeys. And yet each sock monkey had its own personality. And so Arne goes through and takes these very formal portraits of sock monkeys. It would never happen in the 19th century, wouldn't have happened in the middle of the 20th century, but by the time you get to the end of the 20th century, all of these ideas are playing through. And all the photographers are thinking about not only what kind of pictures do I take, but what happens when I take them? And that's a key for the end of the 20th century, moving into the 21st. If you are looking at contemporary art right now, you'll see, oh my God, everything's really big and really colorful. That's the period we're in. And if we have anyone to blame for that, it is the German photographer, in this case, Thomas Ruf, but also Thomas Struth, Andreas Gursky. It's completely neutralized. There's no expression, there's no emotion. It's really about this head as an object, as a thing that we have unlimited access to. Avedon once said that portraits are just the surface. You can get nothing more and nothing less. It's only the surface. Whereas we are led to believe from the time we're tiny that, through a great photograph, you can see into the person's soul. Take your pick. The Germans don't think so.